Okay, tell everybody to back out of that. Um, where they're, it's yeah, you're gonna have to go to my YouTube channel and click on the live one. Yeah, the guys, some of the people, Bob, Lee, and Matt's in here. I'm not sure it lost my stream key, so I had to put the stream key back in it for y'all that are out there that are joining me right now. And I guess it didn't use my original setup, so it just popped me in here somehow. So I have no idea what's going on. So So Al is trying to tell y'all that y'all just get out of that chat or that place where you're in and go to my regular channel. Okay. Yep. So I don't. I guess when somehow Streamlabs lost my uh, the stream key. I guess because I haven't used it in so long on this computer, it lost it. So I had to go into YouTube, get the stream key, bring it back to OBS, and so I don't know. One of y'all have Al or Paul has got my their mic or it's open in the backgrounds. Yeah, I can get the yeah, I'm getting the reverb back. So wow, I guess I should have tried to do a test next time if I haven't used this computer. I'm inside my bedroom. This is my office, so to speak, in my corner of my bedroom. And I guess the next time I haven't used this for a while, I'm going to end up having to do a test run and make sure it works so I get all those bugs worked out. It's never dropped it before on my shop computer. I don't know why it dropped it on this one. So, but anyway, we are finally live. We only wasted 20 minutes. So I'm going to pop out the chat where I can take it with me. Shrink this down. There's still 7 waiting over there. Good. Okay. All right. So we finally made it. Jeez. I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, I haven't used it here on this my main computer in a while, so apparently it dropped the stream key, and by entering the new stream key, it's thrown everything off. So anyway, so here we are. We're going to talk about making clock faces and in CorelDRAW. So first off, let me talk about my wonderful sponsors, and they are Devobal Technologies for web design, development, and hosting. Visit devobal.com. FastCap, innovative products for the professional woodworker. Go to fastcap.com. Rockler, 60 years in woodworking. Create with confidence. Visit rockler.com. Bearwood Supply Company, your best choice for hard to find woodworking supplies. Go to bearwood.com. Klingspor, the sanding specialist, woodworkingshop.com. Seiko, the scroll saw specialist, seiko.com. And Scrollnado, dust collection for your scroll saw, and you can find them on Amazon. And don't forget about this Saturday show at 8 p.m. right here on YouTube. Let's Talk Shop with Russ. So got that all out of the way. The reason I keep looking over here is to make sure everything's working. But yeah. So the reason I use this computer in here to do my tutorials on Corel is because I have big 40-inch monitors, and with my eyes the way they are, I can't hardly see that little laptop screen to try to do a tutorial out there in the shop. So even with glasses, it's kind of like I gotta get up close. So I'd rather do the tutorials in here. It makes it a lot more easier. Yeah, yeah. And for those who are interested, I have been on my diet now for the month of August. Now I've lost 9 pounds so far, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm actually very happy with that. Only way I can really tell a change is by I had to put a belt on a couple of pairs of my pants that were starting to get a little loose, so that's pretty good. What's going on out there? Yeah, I mean, let's put it this way. I had to put a belt on them. They're a little loose, and before I used to have to take a deep breath and go, and then snap them, and then I could let go. So now I don't have to do that. So 10 pounds, which I'm approaching 10 pounds, is two 5 pound bags of sugar. That's a lot of weight. I mean, if you put it, you take that and put it on, hold two 5 pounds out there in your hands, and you'll go like, wow, that's a lot of weight. So I'm happy. I'm happy. We had to buy a new treadmill. Our treadmill crapped out, so we got a new treadmill coming Saturday, so I can do some. Because you can forget taking walks in the neighborhood. It rains all damn day here for the last all this week. Back actually it started Sunday. It is my yard has 3 to 4 inches of water in it, and it's never had that in it unless a hurricane comes. So I mean, it's just the flower beds are full of water. It's killing my plants. It's just day after day. I mean, it's not raining all day, but we'll get these huge thunderstorms come through, and an hour or two later, we'll get another huge thunderstorm come through. The other night, we had one that came through, dropped out of my rain gauge. It dropped almost 4 inches of rain that night. That's a lot of water. That's a lot of water. So, well, let's get started on this. And the first thing I need to do over here is to shrink myself down and get me over in the corner where all y'all can see what's going on this. And I'm looking to see how, yeah, my audio seems to be pretty good. All right, so we're going to be talking about making, you can make your own clock faces here in Corel Draw. It's a little slightly, I would say, complicated. It's not too terribly bad, but if you listen to what I'm saying, and then if you have problems, come back and watch this. You should be able to do it without too much trouble. So we're going to start off with. Let me get this in the center of the page. We're going to start off with. I have changed the back page to be square, and this is a 20 by 20 the page is 20 inches by 20 inches. That just makes it easier whenever you're doing stuff like this, um, with rotation and different things that I'm going to be using tonight. So let's start off with a circle, and I want a symmetric circle. With that, I take my circle, I hold control down, and I drag out, and it makes the circle symmetric. So this circle right now is, if you come up here, is 14.2. Make sure you have this locked here, because that locks the ratio. When I change the width, it changes the height and perspective. So I want to go ahead and change this to 12, which you notice it'll change it here. If I unlock this, and change this to 11, it won't be a circle anymore. It'll be an actual ellipse. So that's the advantage of having that right there locked on. So let's put it in the center of the page. To get it in the center of the page, I hit P, and there is my circle. There's several ways of doing this. We're going to talk about a couple of different, 2 or 3 different ways. Hopefully I have the time, because my wife told me, how long are you going to take? Because she's out there in the living room. She's not back here. So she's like, how long are you going to take? I said, I shouldn't be more than an hour. So hopefully I can get over this by 8:30 or so. Uh, so in the clock face, we now need to put places all around the center of this thing for our numbers, or I want to call them ticks, the little black lines where the numbers go or whatever. Well, in this case, we're just going to use a diamond as a shape to do some of this. Now, real easy to make a I need to make a square. It needs to be some actual squares, so I hold Control down and pull, which makes a actual square. I can take my pick tool, and I can go to the square, which is highlighted, and go over here and rotate it to 45 degrees. Oops, I didn't hit something right. All right, so, and then all I got to do to make a nice little diamond is just squeeze the sides in, like so. And I can make it a little bit smaller. Okay, so there's our little diamond. So I'll hit P, and it puts it in the center of the page. Okay, and then I grab the circle and the diamond and hit T, and it takes it up to the top of the page. Michael Chipster's out there. Hi, Michael. Oh no, Michael Christopher. Michael Christopher. Christopher's. Okay, Michael Christopher's. Okay, Michael Christopher's. How you doing? Michelle Marcoux, how you doing? Aussie man, good to see you out there. Um, so it's got it right up here at the top of the circle, and I really want it down a little bit. I don't want it right up at the top. So we can set what we call our nudge. So you want to get off of everything and back on the page. Just click out here with your pick tool. And if you go up here, right here, this is your nudge distance. Now you can change this. You can change it to 0.01. And if you look now, whenever I click on my diamond, and I'm going to use my down arrow key. You have your left, right, up, and down arrow keys on your keyboard. See how it moves real slow? Okay. Let me put it back at the top. T. But if I go up here and change my nudge to 0.25, that's a quarter of an inch. And I click on my diamond, and I hit one time down, that's a quarter of an inch down away from that line. So, Leonard Davis, Gary, Grandpa Gary. All right, cool. Hi, Leonard. Hi, Grandpa. Good, good to good to have you out there. All right, so the next thing we need to do is we need to make 12 of these all the way around. Okay, so what we're going to do is go up here to our object, go up to transformations, and go over to rotation. And that's going to open the transformation bar over here, and there's the rotation over on this side. So what we need to do is click on the diamond. Okay, so I know these settings from doing this enough time. We want our degree of rotation to be 30 degrees. We want the X and the Y, the center to be 10. And then we need 12 copies of this, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for the clock. And all we do is hit apply, and boom. It puts all of them there for us. Now, on this one, if you'll notice there's two of them. Why? Because we used this first one as our template and it made 12, so there's two at the top. We can just delete this one and get it out of the way. So there's your 12 positions in the clock. Now, I make some clocks sometimes that just have the 12, 6, 3, and 9 on it. So we're going to do that first. So we're just going to come over here, a text tool, and we're going to make 3, 6, 9, and 12. Now the reason I'm doing this is because if I typed them all in a row, they would be one solid line of text. I would have to tell it to break the text apart, and then when it breaks the text apart, because these are two numbers, it breaks them apart. So I'd have to regroup the 12, and if I was doing 10, 11 under 12, I would have to regroup the 10, the 11, and the 12. So that's a pain. I just put them as individual numbers by themselves. They're not in a paragraph or anything. So let's go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. We're going to make it about, if this is kept on a locked ratio, I can come over here to this and tell it I want 1-inch high letters, and it'll change the thing appropriately. That's all I got to do. And we're using the Arial font. We can even make it bold. So I can do the same thing for this one. Tell it 1. And I think I can do the same thing for both of these. Tell it 1. Nope, that's spacing it out, so that didn't work. Here, let's go Control Z. You have to do each one individual. So tell it 1 and tell it 1. Okay, and now I can grab all three of these and tell it bold, and it'll do that. So, okay. So the next thing we need to do is we need to align this 12 up, and there's a couple of ways you can do that. The easiest way I have found out to do it, to make sure that it's certain that it is right, is to bring, if you go over here to your side, to your ruler, you can bring in guideline bars. You can bring as many as you want, as many as you possibly could need. So I'm going to bring a guideline bar in, and I'm going to put it in the center of the page, right there. And then I'm going to bring a second guideline bar down, and I got to zoom in to see this. And I'll bring the guideline bar down to the corner of this here. So it will be in the center. Now all you have to do is, this is the 12, reach up and click on the 12. Make sure you grab the 12 in the center. And also you will need to have in view, guidelines, clicked, and you always want to have in that snap to guidelines set, snap to guidelines and objects. You want to have the snap to set, because what you can do is you grab the 12 and you grab it in the center and you bring it down. When that center hits that center, it tells you, see the little center pop up, CENTER? That tells you, boom, you're right on the center of that. Perfect alignment. Then all you need to do is just reach in here, grab the diamond, and delete it. Okay, we can take this down to the bottom one, set it across the diamond, grab our 6, make sure we grab it in the middle, and bring it till it says center, and let go. Okay, then when you just go in here and get a hold of the diamond, delete it. Yeah. Al said I could leave the 12 on there and it'd be right twice a day. All right, so let's go ahead and take this line and hit P and put it in the center. And then we'll start off over here with the 3. Get it in the center. Click on my 3, make sure I grab it in the center. So I see the little center pop up. Tells me it's aligned. Delete. Move this over to here. Get it in the center of the diamond. Bring my 9 down. Center. Boom. There we have it. And I can just eliminate. If you want to eliminate the guidelines, there's one way of doing it. Is just click on them. They turn red. Hit delete. I'm still getting feedback from either one of y'all two of my voice. Hmm. Hmm. Hang on just one second. Let me see if I can go over here to. No, I'm mute. I'm muted out. So over here. Hmm. Interesting. All right, now let me talk. Yeah, let me talk for a few. It is Al because I don't hear it when he's gone. So somehow it's got something up. I'm getting feedback in my headphones, and Al muted himself, so it is Al. All right, so there you have it. That's one way to make a clock face. So you can color these diamonds in black if you want. Fill them black. Actually, if you just grab a hold of a couple of them at a time, they'll fill black. Let me talk for a second. Oops. Oops. Let me put that back. If I move that, I don't want it. Shouldn't have moved it, and so I hit Control Z, and it puts it right back in the same place. Control Z. But what did it again? All right, let me show you. Control Z, put it back. One way when you're having problems with getting a hold of stuff like this is go to the circle, right click, and tell it lock object. Now it won't do that anymore. You just got to remember to unlock the object if you want to make any changes or do anything to it. As far as the hole in the center, most clock the diameter is 1/4 of an inch for the clock to go through. Hold down your control, make you a circle. Come over here and change this to 0.25. That's 1/4 of an inch. Hit P, puts it in the middle of your page, and there's where you bore your hole for your clock to go through. So, everybody got that? Any questions? Ossiman says, sorry, I'll turn my typing down. I'm still hearing myself, but that's okay. It's not bad. It's just, yeah, it's not bad. Uh, turns the ship shields off. Bloody Al turned the ship's shields off. Okay. Awesome man. Charlie horse? Oh. All right, so like I said, that's how you do that one. All right, so now here's a cool thing that I have actually made the saw blade already. So what I can do if I wanted to do this is, oh, see how this is, as soon as I click on it, these little locks. So it's not going to let me copy this. It's not going to let me do anything to this unless I unlock it. So I just have to go over here and right click on it and tell it to unlock the object. So now I can hit Control C, come back over here and hit Control V. Now, this is actually in front of everything that is everything down there. So you can just easily go over here to Object and tell it to order to the back of the page, or you could actually hit Control N, end, E-N-D, I meant. So now all you need to do is go in here and eliminate this, um, unlock it, and eliminate that circle, and now you have a saw blade clock. Just that simple. uh, Smart asses. I said smart asses. I need two guys to get on Discord to help me watch the chat in the near future because I know two guys that are going to get fired here real quick. So, but I mean, yeah, this is pretty cool. You can do that. Here is I had that made. This is where is it at? Uh, yeah, you can take your logo, which I have my logo. Control C. Put it in your clock. If it's too small, grab one of these and pull it. And if you get it on the corner and pull it, it'll keep it symmetrical. And just hit P and put it in the center. You can have it like that, or you can hit Control Z, and then you can do like I did and make Control. And now you have your time to make some sawdust. How would you lay out a scroll saw blade? I don't understand what you're saying. How would you? I have no clue as to what that means, John. But so there you could make your time to make some sawdust clock. You can import pictures into this, yes, and yeah, and trace over them. If I had something like a rose, for instance, if I had a rose that I wanted to bring in here that was line art, um, let me see off screen because I don't want to pull it up over here. Uh, Give me 1 second. All right, I'm gonna pick out a real, what I would say, easy one. Uh, what? Oh, how would I do make a clock into a scroll saw blade? It would be almost impossible because the damn thing's so skinny. Yeah, you couldn't. Yeah, there's your rows. Let's get rid of let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this. Let's take the rows. And I'm doing this just real quick. Tell it to trace bitmap. outline trace into line art. Computer's going to go through and do it for me. I'm going to put remove color from the entire image. Tell it OK. So this is a group of 16 objects. This is my original bitmap. How I know that is when I click on this right here. If I go down here, it tells me group of 16 objects on one layer down here at the bottom. Okay, let me get back over to here where I can see what I'm doing and see my chat. If I click on this one, it tells me bitmap RGB on layer. So this one I don't need anymore. I can delete. This one here I can use, and actually I can blow it up. Hit P. Hit P. And there you have it. Now I have a rose clock that I can scroll out. And I can still see this is where the center is going to come through. I can tell this to, you can simply hit Control and then go page up, and it'll bring that to the front of the page, and you could change it to a different color so you could see it so you know where the hole goes. So what you would probably have to do is come in here, ungroup objects, and then you're going to need to move this petal around. Give room to bore the hole, and you would need to move that petal around. Yeah, you definitely could. So there you have it. I gave enough room to be able to bore the hole, put the clock in. Now, if you're going to do something like this, you have to realize that this is going to be see-through. So you're going to have to put a backer on this clock so you won't see through and see the clock mechanism here in the center. So that's something you need to think of. Because if I cut this rose out and I put the clock back there, the mechanism for the clock back there, everywhere this is black is a hole, and I'm going to see the clock mechanism. So what you could do is just put a, you don't have to back the whole thing. Just get a circle backer. Don't even have to be that big. There you go. So this would be a backer on the back that is a solid piece. So you would have to bore through the front and bore through this piece in order to put the clock mechanism. Then you wouldn't see the clock mechanism. Yeah, I did mine on the CNC. But you can still cut these numbers out and the diamonds without any trouble. Okay, so I kind of like that. So let's insert a page before this page so it's blank. So I still got that. Okay, now let's say that you say, well, I want to create a clock, but I want all the numbers on it. Okay, no problemo. We can do that. First thing you want to do is remember this page is 20 by 20. We're going to go back over here, grab a circle. We're going to hold down Control. We're going to make a symmetrical circle. Come up here and change it to 12 inches. Now it's 12 by 12. Hit the P key, which will put it in the center of the page. Okay, so now I want to duplicate this circle. So I hit Control D. Where can you buy clockwork mechanisms for Scrollsaw clocks? I like ticking. Bearwood Supply Cells has really good deals on clock mechanisms. They're my sponsor also, so tell them Russ sent you. So that one is 12 by 12, but I want to change that dimensions to 10 by 10. And I hit P again. So that gives about a 2-inch space in here to put the numbers in. So let's go back and remember how I created the numbers before. 1, and if I typed in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that would be like a line, a paragraph. I don't want to do that. I want to actually click again and put 2, click again and put 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, oops, 8, 9, 10. See, now by doing it this way, 10 now is a solid number in a group by itself. If I did this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, okay, that's a solid group of uh, numbers here. Okay, I can't take individual pieces of them out like this. Oh, come on, why do you keep doing that? I can't take the individuals out without having to come up here and going Object, Break Artistic Text, Aerial Normal apart. Okay, now it broke it apart, but look what it did to 12. It's 2 numbers now. So what I have to do is go in here and take 12 and tell it Control G to group it back together, 10 and 11 to do the same thing. See, that's a pain in the butt to me. So I just do it like this. I make each one of them individual. 10, 11, and 12. Cool. I can do that. You got enough time? You got enough money? I got the time. Because on those tutorials, I'll start charging. These are free. Okay, so we grab all of these and let's see if this will work. I don't know if it will or not. Tell it to do all of them. Um, 1. Yep, it did it. Or did it separate them all out? You can't see what? Oh, let's see if this is a 1-inch. Nope, it's not 1 inch. It didn't do it. All right. So anyway, you just come in here and change one of them to 1 inch, and then you find out what this is the easiest way I found to do it. I want that letter 1 inch, or number I should say 1 inch. Okay, by making it 1 inch over here high, it gave me 100.139. Well, that's close enough that I can just go over here and make this 100. Okay, you really don't see that big of a difference in there. So now I know that's 100. I just grab all the other numbers and tell them I want them to be 100. And it will change them like that. So there. That's how you do that. Okay. Oh yeah, we can use Comic Sans without any problem. Let's go ahead. Comic Sans, yeah. There we go. Okay, so we need to know wherever one of these go. I've just lost my train of thought. Give me a second. I have to think about something real quick. Um, yeah, I know what I need to do. Okay, I don't do I don't do this a little bit, but not it's not that bad. It's not I can barely hear it. Um, I don't do this every day, so it takes me a few minutes to remember how to do things. So but I don't do this every day. So um, let me see. Okay, so we take this line. I think I'm doing this right, and we hit P and put it in the center. And so now we want to make 12 of these all the way around. So it's highlighted. I hit apply, and it takes 12 lines. Boom, all the way around where the numbers are going to go. Yes, I remember how to do this now. Okay, but now we have to put in some secondary points, and now this takes a little bit of time, but if you've done it before, you can. If you do it, it doesn't take that much time. But if you'll grab this and see where that says quadrant, when it meets these two lines right here, it's putting it in the center. So we need to take lines from the side, and that says intersection because that's on an angle. This one will probably say intersection. This one will say intersection. This one will say intersection. This one will say quadrant. Yeah, no, you have to physically take it over to it, and then you. So that should. No, you have to bring them down by. Yeah, I'll show you in just a second. All right, so now you have to go through this way. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Come back over here. Get your butt back over here. You ain't supposed to do that to me. Uh, I went up too high and grabbed this bar up here. So you need to bring one here, which is quadrant. I need to bring one intersection. I need to bring one here, intersection. Now you notice they're filling out the intersection on the other side for you already. So you only have to do one side for intersection. For intersection. And yeah, I got to do one more down here for quadrant. Okay, there we have it. Okay, basically the same thing. And if you have this view and you have guidelines checked and you have snap to guidelines, this works so very easy. Let's just start at the top. Remember what I said before? You want to grab the number. Let's get a little closer in where you can see this. Grab the number in the center, bring it over, and you see where it says it turns intersection? That means that number is right there at that very point. So same thing with the 11. Same thing with the 10. And these are precise. I mean, the computer is putting them right where it's supposed to be. And do the 1. Intersection. Do the 3. Intersection. 4. Intersection. 5. 6. See, it didn't take that long to do this. But when you do, oops, I move this. When you do it like this is very, very, very precise. So there you have it. Now you got all these guidelines. So what you have to do is go up here to Window, go to Dockers, go down here to Guidelines, and bring up the guideline dockers. Now this is every horizontal guideline, every vertical guideline, and every angled guideline that are on the page. So rather than having to go through here one by one and delete them, all you've got to do is go up here to the top, hold down the shift key, go to the bottom, and hit delete, and it takes them all away. And then naturally you can take this inner circle and delete it. So let's lock this. If I need to, like, all right, so Matt wants me to change this. So there's no way to grab those numbers with that circle being there, and I don't want to really move the circle. Just go back to the circle, click on it, right click on it, tell it to lock the object. Now you can come in here and grab all these, and now you can change the font to whatever you want. Doesn't matter. I like the Claritin. I just did that. You missed it. No, don't show that. No, don't show that. Yeah. Tell Jim I said he couldn't post that. Jim Bashir's bad boy, bad boy. All right, here, Al. Look, gonna show you this. All right, if I grab this, I'm grabbing the circle and all the numbers. So there's no way to change the font. See what I'm saying? Okay. So, all right, well, I'll give it a few seconds. Well, here, no, no, no. Here's the easiest way to do it. All right, so you just take your circle, right click on it, tell it to lock object. Now you can grab all the numbers, and now I can go up here and change the font to anything I want. So, and if you need your hole for the center to figure out how to bore it, you just make your little symmetrical circle, make it 0.25, hit P, and it puts it in the middle of the page, and there's where you bore your hole for your clock. So, all right, I got one more thing to show you real quick before my wife comes in here and hangs me, because I'm past the 8:30 mark. And that is, let's say that you want to put the little ticks around the edge of the clock. Now this is going to be a kind of a quick thing, uh, and you're going to have to actually do some playing around with it, because I'm not going to have time enough to get everything precise. But we go back to the same thing and we hold control, make a circle. We want it to be 12, so I come up here to the top, which is the dimensions of the object size, hit 12, enter, it makes it a 12-inch circle. I hit P, and we're back, right? Okay, so I want these little ticks all the way around for all the numbers, or the minutes in between the numbers, right? Okay, so we need to make a little tick. I call it a ticker. I call it a line. What do you want to call it? You just make you a little line, like so. Here we'll color it in black so you can see it real good. Now I want to put that, hit P and put it in the center of the page. I want to go back and bring it to the top of the page. Oops. Yeah, why didn't that work? It would help if I hit the right number. I was hitting a Y instead of the T. Bring that to the top of that object, but we don't want it there. We want it down lower. So best way to figure that out is to go ahead and make a 1. I'll use him as a guinea pig, and I'll make him 1 inch high, and I'll bring him in here about where the 12 would go. Then I'm going to grab this and I'm just going to pull him down to where he's about halfway, or maybe a little bit closer to the center on the numbers, like that. Okay? Now I can just delete the 1. Okay, so I've got my little guy here, and how many of them do I need? Huh? Nope. 60. There's 60 seconds or 60 minutes and an hour. Yeah, 60 for all the way around. So, all right, so let's go back here to Object, Transformations, Rotate. Okay, so I need a total of 60 of these. I want it to be back on the 10. And let's see how smart Paul or Al is. What is the degree setting? Anybody want to take a guess? Huh? Nope. Both of them knew it. Damn, these guys are smart. Yep, we want to change this to 6 degrees, right? And then hit apply. hmm And there you go. You have all your little ticks for the minutes in between all the numbers. You could. You can do Roman numerals. Yes. Yeah, it wouldn't be hard to do Roman numerals. You just put in a capital I and a V for 4 and use it the same way you did the numbers. And then 5 o'clock would be V. I just deleted it. Here, let me show you. Control Z, Control Z. No, see how it left that one highlighted? That's the one that I started off with, and I can show you by moving it up. So I have to delete it. But now you're physically going to have to go in here and remove all the ones in the places for the numbers. So if you're going to get kind of confused, there's an easy way to keep you from getting confused on that, is to just take a guide, bring it back over here, hit P, put it in the middle of the page, go back over here, and remember I only want 12 of these, so this is going to have to be at 30 degrees. and we only need 12 of them. And I hit apply, and so everywhere one of these lines is, I need to delete the little square. You have to get in here where you can get a hold of the square instead of the line. You have to kind of zoom in, because every time I try to grab it, it's grabbing the, there it goes. So you physically have to go in here and remove each one of these. Yeah. So you can put your numbers into those positions. No, no. You're talking about like this, for instance. Yeah, you're talking about, could I grab this, right? And you're talking about, can I type in a number and replace that? No. This is what's, well, I say I can. I've never tried it. Yeah, see, it's not going to happen. This is yeah. Well, it's not only that. This is a square, or this is actually a rectangle, which is an object, and you're talking about trying to turn it into text. Two different. Yeah. So yeah. So what Paul was wanting to know, if you clicked on this little square, why couldn't you just hit 6 and it turned it into a 6? You can't do that because this is an object, as far as a rectangle object that was made. It's different from a text font, which is made with the text tool. Right. See, they're two different entities, so you couldn't do that. It's not really that hard to go through and delete these. I mean, just because this, what I like about it is, if you do it my way, the line goes everywhere one of them has to delete, so there is no screwing up. Because trust me, I'd end up counting too many or too few and not deleting the right one. And this way, it's kind of foolproof. And then you just go back and put your numbers in. Now let me show you something here that you can do. Well, let's say that I'm real off. I've got all these deleted. I'm like, damn, I'm off on this. So they should have been upper or lower. Well, you don't have to. Don't worry. Don't fret. You don't have to move everyone individual. Okay? You can do the same thing that we did before. First off, let me get rid of all my guidelines, and how I do that is go over to Window, Dockers, Guidelines. Remember, this is every guideline that's on here. I click on the top one, hold down the Shift key, click on the bottom one, hit delete, and they're all gone. The next thing I want to do is go to my circle, and I want to right click, and I want to lock it. The next thing I want to do is grab every one of those inside of a square, and I want to hit Control G. Control G is group. Now it has grouped every one of these little ticks into a solid object, so to speak. And if I want to, so I can like move them all together at one time. See, Control Z, put them back into place. And if I want, yeah, or if I wanted to move an individual one, I'm not, I haven't ruined anything. I just hit Control U, which ungroups everything, and we're back to all the little ticks by themselves. See, so it's not irreversible. So grab them all, hit Control G. Now, If I say, all right, well, I got them a little too, they need to come down more. Fine, just close the circle in a little bit. Grab one of these corners, pull it in some, hit P, and it's right back into the center, but that just moved them all in. I want to move them in even more. So you can make an adjustment to them afterwards if you need to without any problem by doing it that way. Now the thing about it is when you design this, these are actually a little too big. Um, and I did it on purpose. So if I make them too small, you're not going to be able to see them that well. But you're going to have to get, decide how you want to design it or whatever. How you want it. Ticks would not be a good idea if you were going to scroll this. Ticks would work fine with a small bit on a CNC. I don't know what else to call these damn things, so I just call them ticks. Ticks between the minutes, or on ticks in the minutes. I mean, so I wouldn't use these if I was going to scroll a clock. I would just use the numbers, the big numbers. If I was going to, yeah, ticks and fleas. I kind of figured that was where that was going to go. Ticks and tick tock, yeah. So if you were going to scroll this, I wouldn't put these in there. I'd use big numbers. If you were going to CNC this, these are fine because you got a bit. I got a 16th inch bit that'll cut these without any problem. So, but there you have it, how you can make a clock face. Really plain, really simple. If you wanted to print this out as a picture, so to speak, let me go over here real quick. Second lines, yeah. Actually, these are minute, minute and second lines. Yeah, these would be like minute and second lines. Uh, I have a feeling my wife's going to be coming here any moment and looking in the door, give me the evil eye. Let's do. I kind of like this. I'm still here. Um, no, because I'm. All right, so I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to take this and go object, power clip, place inside the frame. Oh, did I have this thing locked? Yep. Dang, it's locked. Unlocked object. Okay, so do this and put. You can, yes, but power clip, place inside frame. So there you have a beautiful and wonderful Russ clock. Now, I have done this and it's worked out quite well for the inside. I would not use it on the outside for sure because it wouldn't last. But you can actually print this on photo paper and then you can glue that photo paper to the front of the clock and with the numbers and everything on it already, and then afterwards you get some clear the clear. I haven't used I use clear acrylic, and then spray the whole clock with the photo with clear acrylic. The clear acrylic will not damage the photo. It'll seal it so that if somebody touches it, that it won't the ink won't rub off, and it works quite well. I did one for my wife like that, and not me. I did a real pretty flower on the front of it, and it's lasted for years and years and years. So, so you could put your own picture on a clock. Yeah, I think it would. This is the best looking clock I've ever seen in my life, personally. Yeah, I'll go kiss my. Y'all gonna kiss my. But there you go. You could have your own. Have your own. hmm So there you have it. Print this out. Go ahead and put your numbers on it where they need to be, and then print this out. Cut it out into a circle. Put it on your clock face. Glue it. You can use just regular wood glue. I've used just regular old. You didn't. I didn't have to use Mod Podge or anything. I just used Titebond and put it on the back of the picture. Now you have to be. Actually, how I did it was I once I got it printed, I let it dry for a I let it dry for a while, like 20-30 minutes to make sure the ink was good and set. Then I sprayed the picture with the clear acrylic. That helped it so that when I cut it out, I wasn't smudging it. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Then once I got it cut out, I just used regular old Titebond, and the acrylic will help the Titebond. If you accidentally get a little on it, it'll kind of protect the picture. You can put 2 or 3 coats on it before you even apply it. Then put the Titebond on, put it where you want it. Uh, like I said, and then afterwards spray more acrylic over it, and you can spray it over the whole clock to protect the wood on the clock. Done that. Been there, done that. So, but that is for today. I hope I have showed you something. You can make your own clock faces. You can use Roman numerals. You can turn, like for instance on the side when you're doing uh, the 9 or the 3. You know how I had them sitting like this? You could turn the 9, take the 9, come up here to this rotation, type in 45. Oops, that's not 45. That's actually, I think, 90. There you go. And put the 9 in that way. You don't have to put it in there straight, up and down. You can have the 3. You can turn them angled on each one of them. And do the 3. Turn it 90. Oh, hang on 1 second, guys. I didn't realize that. I do now. Oops, that's not the one I want to do. This is the one I want. Damn it, why am I having so much trouble? There we go. So you can see what I was doing. I turned it to a 90. Turn the letters to a 90. Actually, this I think one would be Control Z. Oh, I want to go on this one, Control Z, and go. I think this is 270. Yep, and I put it over here. So you can put your letters. You can rotate, angle your letters all the way around. They don't have to. You just have to figure out the degrees they need to be. Another easy way, if you don't know what they're going to be, is you can rotate them by hand. Let's say this is a 5. Just bring it into position. Double click on it, you get these. See how you can rotate the numbers around the clock? That's pretty cool if you did that. So, yeah, y'all are a little delayed. All right, so that's all tonight. I hope you enjoyed this very much. I appreciate. Yeah, I'm gonna do probably here in the next little bit. I'll do a couple more of these. I'll figure out something. What would you if you PM me if you all would like to see me do something? I can. Um, yeah, the palette challenge is running right now between now and the end of August. Uh, we do have here. I'll just bring it up real quick. No, we haven't. I haven't had any entries as of yet. I've got one that's pretty. I'm pretty sure he's going to enter. Um, he actually didn't know anything about the palette challenge and made. All right, how come this is giving me such a hard dead burn time? So SWC website. So uh, these are all confirmed prices. FastCap has donated two 16-foot Carpenter tapes and high bots. So those are two confirmed prizes. BP Way, I still haven't heard from Clearview or SawStop as of yet. So, and then the old Cranking Workshop first time entry and Klingspor Woodworking Shop, their $25 gift card in store or online. So anyway, I think his name's Tyler. He did a Scrollsaw project out of pallet wood, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, why don't you enter that into the pallet challenge on Facebook?" And he was like, "What's the pallet challenge?" And so I said, "Well, here, take this link and go here and look," and send him to this web page. And so I think he's going to enter. It's already done. Yeah, I mean he finished it already, so he could be the first entry. So yes, he could. So we'll see. All right, guys. Well, let me get out of here before my wife comes in here and kicks my butt. I'm already 30 minutes over. I'll have to let her know that in the beginning everything didn't or nothing worked right. So, but I appreciate y'all all being out there in the chat. I can't see the chat right now to bring call out anybody's names. I just hope you understand. This week, due to the delay, we've kind of been rushed. So I appreciate it. Thank you, Al and Paul, for being in my ear, and thank you really for all y'all being out in the chat, even though I can't call your name out right this minute because I can't see it. I really do appreciate you being out there in the chat. Thank you so very much. There's only one thing we got to do. Oh, I'm making a little change before I sing from now on. Just remember, if you're too darn busy to get out in your shop and make some sawdust, you're just too darn busy. When the sun comes a peeping into where I'm sleeping, it's out to my shop I go, just making piles of sawdust and getting covered from head to toe. Good night, everybody. Thank you for being here, and God bless.